Hello everyone, Turner Burner here with another solo explanation video for you guys. This one is Lahni gameplay on lethal engagements. There's some different. This took a good bit of tries, so I'm going to help you as best I can, so it doesn't take you as many tries, and you can be effective when you guys attempt this on your own. There's two different spawns you can get before the safe room. The spawn you want is the spawn with the sires, and I'll explain why. But first things first, you want to just execute these two enemies. It doesn't really matter how. Definitely pick up a sniper, and then you can execute this next enemy, with the triple combo. And then you could pick up the Marksa as well, but you can get it in the supply room later if you want. You definitely want long shot ammo because most of your kills are going to be headshots. And then your second most types of kills will be meat shields. It'll just depend on, the situation, which one you'll do. Sneaking, you want to aim down your sights and then hit X and then switch to your gun to let go of them quickly. Just aim down your sights, walk slow, and then drop them. In the sire round, you're looking for 3 hunters and 1 grenadier. If you see snipers and drones, that means you're going to get buzzkill scion, and that round is a lot harder. The reason sire round is easier is because the enemies, the drones, and the snipers can be all headshotted with one shot, or the majority of the enemies, I should say. If you pick buzzkill round, it's a lot harder because you get elite drones and hunters that take more bullets to get headshotted. And you'll see why that's important here in a second. You want to get to this first supply room and get all the ammo and both flashes. Highly important. The Marksa ammo is useful in case you get this, the scion after the safe room. Or if you run out of long shot ammo, you need to get some headshots on an enemy. It just depends on the situation, but you definitely want 2 guns that can headshot. So there's enemies that's directly ahead of you. We're just going to completely ignore them because we don't need anything from them, so there's no point to even go that way. So just going to slowly walk down to not aggravate any of the enemies that you just walk by, and you're going to start working on some target practice. Each enemy that you see here is either sniper or drone, and they can all be one-shot headshotted active. As long as you headshot them, they won't be alerted. If you miss a shot, they'll start being alerted, or if you get a body shot, they'll be alerted. So it's important that you just take off their heads and then hide behind something so they don't see you. That's just a good habit. So active, shoot. So this part's actually not too difficult as long as you can hit that active, because I know that's probably the hardest part of what you've seen so far. So the next part we're going to do is trap the sire. Just get one more headshot there. You want to close off. That's the one entryway it can come by if you don't close it. And here's the other entryway. You just want to plant a flash, because if you only worry about planting a flash and closing the door in front of you, he'll loop around. So what you want to do is close him on both ends. So you're going to trap him in there. And now the sire is essentially dead. It's going to die in a venom eventually, and you have only maybe a few enemies depending on how many you headshot it. Maybe 1 drone, 1 sniper, just depends. I only have 1 sniper, and that's all I have. So basically the 5 enemies you've bypassed, you don't have to worry about, and the sire you don't have to worry about. Next part, you're just going to keep taking off headshots. All these enemies aren't moving, so there's really not much to it. You're just going to active your shot, headshot the drone, headshot snipers, things of that nature. Down in this portion, there's 3 elite grenadiers that will come up. Now, if you're outside of Venom, you need to be careful, but if you're inside Venom, you can just meat shield them. And you'll see what I do here shortly. So just aim, just make sure you can, if you mark the enemies down there, since it's a little dark, you can get a better outline of what they look like. And that'll allow you to, get an outline of their head better. So next thing, you're just going to do the same thing you did in the other supply room, get all the flashes and all the ammo. You see in the bottom right screen, I'm way ahead of the Venom, and there's 1 elite grenadier coming up, so I need to be careful. because, one hit and I'm probably going to, die. So he's going to come in the supply room. I'm just going to meat shield him. In this section, there's going to be 2 more Elite Grenadiers. Elite Grenadiers are ideal because every time you meat shield them, they give you an extra flash if you're low on flash. So that's very, very ideal for before the safe room. So still reasonably ahead of the Venom considering. So I'm in a good position. So I'm looking to see if I need to headshot any drones or snipers. So there's some drones. I shoot that Elite Grenadier to bring them forward, which I don't even think I needed to do. And then I take off the head of that drone. So I'm almost positive at this point. No, there's one more sniper. Okay, now there's no more snipers and no more drones in this section before the safe room. Again, I'm just going to flash and grab the Elite Grenadier. And then there should be one more. No, excuse me, there isn't one more. So this next section, before the safe room, this is very, very important you do this correctly. If you can, it's not entirely critical, but if you can, try to headshot the one drone you see. There's usually one drone you can see from this angle. Because if the enemies are too close to the safe room door, it won't open. And being where I was, it's either me going to that angle or shooting the drone triggers the both sires forward. And what you want to do is just leave them in the dust since you're not going to be able to kill them. And you're going to go to the left. If you go straight, you're liable to not make it to the safe room because the drones are going to back up towards the safe room. But here, me coming in at an angle, it brings the drone forward or forward to the right. As you can see, he'll come forward from the safe room, which allows me to turn on my ultimate, which keeps me immortal, and then just bolt to the safe room and open it with no problem. So that part can be tricky, but you have to time your ultimate right, and then you have to just bolt to the safe room. You have to go left instead of straight. So that's before the safe room. You definitely want sires, ultimately. That way you can just have mainly target practice. It's really not that stressful until you have to just rush to the safe room. Also, before the safe room, not having elite drones is important as well because elite drones with the shock chain and lethal modifier are way worse than regular drones with the same modifier. After the safe room, I would say they're equally tough, but what I got this time around was the drones and buzzkill one. So what you want to do is similar to what you did before, so just target practice. You're going to headshot and then back up. Hide behind something, headshot and back up. Since they both were looking, I couldn't headshot them both quickly in time, so one of them saw me. But you just want to headshot and hide behind something every time you do it. So that's a strategy on lethal engagements you can do in order to efficiently take them out. I believe there's one more, so make sure you active your long shot to do this. So the next portion is just a buzzkill, and it's you're basically going to use every single bullet of your mark set to kill them because that's just what it takes, as Lahni. I came at this angle because there was one time where an elite sniper I didn't even know was aiming at me when I was straight on, just completely destroyed me. So I came at this angle that way I was protected from elite snipers shooting at me. So just take your time with this buzzkill. Buzzkill is probably the least threatening scion you can get. So you don't even have to really rush here. Just make sure you do it right, and you aim for the head, and you get headshots, and you don't waste too much ammo. So you can use marksman or sniper. It's not really critical which one. And since I plan on coming this way, I wanted to draw him even more over to me. That way I have a better angle on him because I kept hitting the wall for some reason, and I eventually got a headshot there. So after the scion, you're going to get 3 elite snipers. Ideally, they're all next to each other. Sometimes they're, aggravated, and sometimes they're not. So what you do is work on your, Kobe action right there. Flash them. Sometimes you can get all 3. It just depends. I got 1 this time, and you want to be careful here if you only get 1 because that means the elite sniper is going to aim at you. And if they hit you at all, the game is over. regardless if you have a meat shield or if you're in venom. It's just too lethal to deal with. So since you only saw me get you only saw me get one elite sniper, there's 3 more. But I'm not really in a rush here because I need to wait for venom anyway. So I make sure I get all the ammo since I have 1 M-bar, and an M-bar is very, very important. It will be important later on and towards the end of the time on lethal engagements. So what I was trying to do here is draw both of them inside of the supply room, but this one just stops moving, and then I try to even move over here, and he never pulls in. So sometimes the AI isn't as predictable as you would like it to be, but you just kind of have to make adjustments. Remember, you can't get hit by an elite sniper in this mode or the game ends. So he's going to die in the venom here shortly. He just died. And then there should be one more sniper that I couldn't pinpoint. So right now, this next section, I believe, has about 7 enemies, an assortment of hunters, elite grenadiers, and elite drones. An elite sniper came down there, so I just meat shield him. And so what I try to do is, thin out the herd, basically, where you just get as many headshots as you can. So I headshotted 2 hunters so far, and then I just work my way this way to see, what I'm dealing with. Sometimes they hide and they're not moving, so you just have to be careful with where the elite drones are, with the elite grenadiers. Really, the elite drones are the tough one because they like to shoot at you and then, walk backward from you, and it's very frustrating. One thing I did just there was I active my N-bar, and I headshotted elite grenadier. Even though it didn't kill him, it stunned him, and that's going to be important to later on. You really want to get that active done, especially under pressure. And I actually got lucky here. This was the only time when I tried this, so many attempts that the elite grenadiers weren't walking around. So I got 2 free kills for nothing. So that works. So to bring the stump forward. So this last section has an assortment of a stump, elite snipers, which I think is the most lethal on lethal engagements, and elite drones. So to bring the stump forward, you want to go to the right, and then your plan is to loop around to the left. At least that's what I did. So I only have so much ammo, so I want to take out the elite sniper because they're the most likely to end the game because they, fire fast, and if it hits you, it just kills you. So I brought the stump as forward as I could relative to the venom, and then I hid in this section. So wasn't sure how aggressive the elite grenadiers are. It just depends. And there's already one in there. The window to your right is already closed because on another attempt I closed it, which is ideal because the stump always shoots in that room. So you just want to meat shield as much as you can. Now, when you have Thrill of the Hunt on as Lahni, it allows you to be in venom almost forever as long as you're knifing something. So the venom got a little thick, and I brought all the enemies forward, and I turned on my ultimate and then just bolted to the safe room. To the LZ, excuse me. So because of where the enemies were, they should be pretty far from the LZ. But I go back inside because I still need defense because I still need to be in venom. Enemies are going to spawn, and I make sure I active my M-bar and start stunning them like crazy. I want them slowing down, I want them disoriented, and I don't want them shooting at me. I meat shield this elite grenadier, and then I back away, and I keep flashing them and stunning them. I want as few enemies to deal with from the LZ as possible. I saw an elite sniper aim at me, and I got lucky there, and I bolted to the left, active my M-bar in case something gets out, and something did get out, and then he's stunned because I active it, and then I meat shield him, and that's it. Lethal engagements. Hopefully this helps. As Lahni, you definitely want sires before the safe room, and then as far as after the safe room, I honestly don't think it matters. I think they're both equally tough. This is how you do one of the spawns. Stay tuned for the next solo explanation, and thanks for listening. Peace.